Hello, welcome to retirement video month 4, and Snoopy's joining us. Now, I've been retired for 4 months, and I did want to say that at month 3, my gum graft problem, where I had an infection that just would not go away, finally did. After 3 rounds of antibiotics. That was a lot. Now in a little while, I'm going to go out to my older brother's grave site because it is his birthday today, and we'll go out there, my mom and I and another brother, and we might see his wife and children out that way, but I don't know what time they're going to be there. They might not be there at the same time as us. Yes, Snoopy, I think you went up on my lap. And this is Snoopy, who wants everything. And then here comes Rex, so I better put Snoopy down before we have a fight. Okay, hold on, Rex. And while Rex is getting up on my lap, Mr. Rex, take a look at the camera. I wanted to comment on a few things, and that is, I continue to work at my job, that I have my part-time retail job, and it's only part-time, but I want to tell you, those employees at that job, they work like dogs for minimum wage, plus maybe a little more the longer you've been there. Now, I wanted to add to that I don't mean that in a, well, I don't know, you decide how I mean that. They work hard. Those are some hard-working people. I don't know how people bring their finances together on so little pay. I am getting minimum wage, and I'm working hard too. I really do put a lot of work into it, partly because I don't want to be lazy, and two, I don't see how you would survive at that job. It's at a clothing store if you were lazy. Now I got Snoopy over there bothering the new bag of dog food. But those are some hardworking people. I'm just lucky that I'm retired already, and so the money I get from that job is supplemental. But it is a very hard working job, and I am exhausted. So usually I work 4 days a week, and when I'm done, it's usually only 4-hour shifts, sometimes 5, 5.5, I think once 6. I am spent for the day. But I'd rather do that than stand around and be bored. That's the whole reason I got a part-time job. One is because I needed a social life. And two, I wanted something to do to break up, sorry to say, some of the monotony. Now moving on to other things, I have a little note list here. I want to comment on John Amos, most famously known for Good Times, passing away. Recently, I had gone on a kick where I was watching little videos on YouTube of him and JJ and the mom and all them on Good Times, and I've been enjoying that a lot. And so it's sad that he passed away. We do have those memories of him though. Also, Pete Rose dying, and with Pete Rose, I know some people have negative things they might remember him for. I remember him for the mid-1970s. If you hear that tapping, it's Snoopy tapping on his dog bowl. And him doing his head first slides. He was I think he is the champion of the most bases stolen in 1 year or in a career. And I remember when my older brothers back in the mid-70s would copy that kind of sliding because he was such a big fan of Steve Garvey. And so even though I grew up in California, I was always a Cincinnati Reds fan, along with being a Dodgers fan, because my brothers followed them so closely, the Cincinnati Reds. And then President Carter has turned 100 years old. Now I know he's in some kind of old folks home. I'm sure he's getting the best care. I'm just glad that he's still around. I know that people didn't think much of him as a president, but when he became an ambassador, he really transformed himself. And so I respect him for that, and I love the fact that a former president is 100 years old. I heard that recently Mexico got its first female president in over 200 years, and we might only be a few weeks away from our first female president. And could you imagine that, those two being so close at the same time, where Mexico would get its first female president, and then we would get our first female president. Also, I did want to comment one last thing about John Conway Jr. on KFI. Rick Conway Jr., I'm sorry. I'm mixing him up with someone else. And he was commenting about Iran and the missiles that it has sent the way of Israel. And he's wondering if they're just throwing crap out to try to lure Israel, and then they're going to save the big guns and the big bombs and weapons for when Israel attacks back in a more major way. But we'll see about that. Well, I'm going to have to get on the freeway. It's going to take me about an hour or so to get out to my mom's and out to where my brother is buried. And bro, I want to say peace to you in heaven, and we love you, and we wish you were here, but you're in a better place, and hopefully someday we'll join you. And let me put my doggy down. So this is ending retirement month 4. 4 months. That's it. And I'll keep on working, and I'll update you at month 5. Bye.